Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee. Hey, Fee, and I'm your girl, Sharita 3, better known as Red. And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you. Yes. Because, friends, face it, you are awesome. We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about, all the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about. But who's listening? We'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about. Girl. That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids. Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving. Because that's what we were told to do. Yep. But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman. Yeah. Hey, Red.
Hey, Fee, how are you?
I am good. I'm feeling this extra hour. I was able to go to the gym and work out a little bit and get back in time. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I exercised a little bit last night, tried to move around these old bones and woke up this morning feeling pretty good.
That's great. Well, listen, we are continuing our She's a Boss series, and we have a special guest tonight.
Yeah, tonight's episode is Elevated Me, and we have a guest, Kurtina Pollen. Kurtina has over 25 years of communications and information technology experience. She is responsible for managing engagement strategies and ensuring effective communication with customers. Kurtina led the team that designed, constructed, and launched a corporate multimedia studio. Wow, that's awesome. Welcome, Kurtina.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here tonight.
We are excited to have you.
We are. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, a little bit about me. I have, just like you mentioned in the introduction, I have over 25 years of communications and information technology experience in a corporate environment that's ranged from IT to working in a studio to developing strategies, chairing a diversity and inclusion council. So I have this vast, array of experience, and I decided to launch my business about 5 years ago using that experience. And it's been a blast ever since. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy spending time with my clients. I enjoy helping them and elevating them. And it's like, I feel like it's my purpose in life now. It's not just about a business. It's about helping others as well.
Okay. What is an image transformation strategist? What does an image transformation strategist do?
I help women. Let's break that image transformation strategist down, right? So image is a visual representation of something. So in this case, it's a visual representation of you and who you are and what you represent. Transformation is obviously it's the act of transforming. It's just about change. And then you have a strategist, and that's somebody that's skilled in strategy. They are careful at planning, doing, methodology. So if you put all of that together, it's working on a process or a plan to help transform someone's visual representation. And it's not that you're looking to change someone. You're just looking to maybe put the cherry on the top. For example, I had a client that was in the medical field, and she was moving from being, in front of her clients wearing scrubs to more of a corporate role. And it wasn't about changing her, but it was about changing how she came into the office. How do you make that transition from wearing scrubs to working in a corporate environment, and walking her through that process. So, and it's also very specific to an individual. It's not one size fit all. It's not cookie cutter. So I can't say, well, we do this for everyone. It's a recipe for each person.
What is your background and what inspired you to create this business?
So my background obviously is technology. It was I help people with presentations at work in the corporate environment. And when I decided to start the business, what inspired me was actually a friend. She said, Kurtina, because I was helping people with some of these things and issues and problems prior to starting the business. And she said, you really needed to incorporate yourself. And that's how it started. It's great to have people in your life that inspire you and push you beyond your comfort zone. And that's where it started. And when I decided to do it, she said, you know what? I knew when you decided to do it, you were going to go all the way. So I wanted to study it. I didn't just want to do it and call myself something and not really understand it or understand the science, if you will, behind it. So that's when I went to the Image Institute of Technology, the Fashion Institute of Technology, for training, as well as Image Builder Color Intensive training, both in New York. I did that training. I mean, and that opened doors for me too. That gave me an opportunity to be a dresser at New York Fashion Week one season. So that just opened my eyes, right? That led me to do the training. And once I did the training, I said, okay, now I'm ready to put this together. That's the strategy in me, right? I have to strategize. I have to do the training. So now I could put the process behind how am I going to help women get to that next level.
So what you're saying is you can help Red and Fee with their image.
I would love that.
See how you network, people? I'm not saying that you network for free because Red and I are getting ready to do a photo shoot in April when she comes here to Savannah, and we can use Kurtina to help us with our image that we want to portray.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I help style a client for a photo shoot. You know, like I said, it's not cookie cutter. It's not a recipe. Everybody doesn't necessarily want to do a photo shoot. I hope one of my clients did, and she was graduating from school, and she wanted to do a photo shoot. And we went through and we put looks together. She was remote. We put looks together and communicated virtually. And, you know, when she got there, we had, honestly, my experience from Fashion Week. That's what helped me with that. We had her outfits. We had each look separate. We had her jewelry in a bag. You know, we did everything separate. I treated her like a model at Fashion Week, and this is how we're going to do it. And it just made it go off seamlessly because she was doing on-location shoots. Yeah.
This sounds great for someone who is about to graduate from college and go into the workforce, or someone who's looking to create their own business or to change careers. You help women like that as well?
Absolutely. Yes. Those are, like, I love doing that. You know, we're so full of ambition and wanting to get to that next level and wanting to succeed. And at the end of the day, I just want to help everybody succeed and be successful and accomplish their goals and be happy at the end of the day. When somebody walks away from me, I want them to have a smile on their face.
I can hear you smiling through the microphone. You have a real passion for what you do, and that's very important.
Helping women with that self-confidence. We are in this age and time, and especially after COVID and all of the stuff that was going on and people not feeling so great about themselves, allowing a woman, giving her the ability to have that self-confidence is great. I love it.
Yes. I mean, you know, and we all have bad days, right? But we just learn how to elevate from them. And I like to help people do that. I have bad days as well. I look in the mirror and like, oh, this COVID weight, you know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But the crazy thing is I lost weight during COVID. I gained it back after COVID when I got back to normal.
Oh.
Now, one of the things that we're not mentioning here, but I'm going to mention it, is that you have two other businesses that go great with this image transformation strategist. You have Paparazzi with jewelry, and you have your own eyewear line. I'm sitting here looking at 3 pair of your glasses now. I absolutely love them.
Thank you. Yes, I incorporated the products into the business. That training was everything, right? So when I went to the training, they said it's great. You should have a product also to offer your clients. And I looked for a product. I didn't know what I wanted to do. What product do I want to have? And I struggled with that for a while. And, you know, sometimes God just puts things in front of you, like just, you know, leave it in God's hands and he will work it out for you. And I have a friend that had me do some color training for her jewelry group. From there, that's when I got into the jewelry side of it. Like, this is something that I can offer to my clients. For example, the person that was switching careers, going from scrubs to a corporate environment. Okay, now we can give you the perfect accessories to go with that look, right? And then now we've added, just recently, the end of last year, I added the eyewear, and that just takes it to a whole nother level. The eyewear is so fun. And, you know, some people are like, well, what should I wear for my face shape? I said, don't overthink it. I said, I'll tell you what you should wear, but don't overthink it. Have fun with it. And,
I'm having fun with it.
yeah,
But I do think that I need cat glasses, like the cat eye shaped glasses.
Oh, cat eye frames. They're fun. Yes, they're fun. With all of us being virtual for so long and you want to just elevate your look because people are only seeing you from the waist up. So you put on the perfect, my motto is put on a t-shirt. I love a plain t-shirt, right? And you could put on the perfect accessories, the perfect necklace and earrings, and throw on some cute eyeglasses, and you will look so professional on your virtual calls.
Wow.
I'm going to write that down. Huh?
That sounds good.
Because I have so many calls that I'm doing still from home, because that's a lot easier than what I try to do before the meeting.
So what do you try to do?
Girl, I'm putting on makeup. Doing it all. And like the other day, I said, you know what? I don't feel like putting on any makeup. And I put on a pair of the glasses, and I was like, you know what? This works. And put on some lip gloss, and I was good.
Exactly. The eyeglasses help with that. Yes.
Definitely help.
Yes.
But you know what? I've found a new thing. Okay. Well, what inspired you to take all of this and put it together? I know you said there's something that you wanted to do, and that you love working with the women and helping them with their self-confidence. But what is it doing for you?
It helps me. Sometimes you just wonder, okay, what is my purpose in life? What is my calling? What has God called me to do? I have these technical skills that I can't run away from. They haunt me every day, the technical side of me, right? I can't get away from them. God keeps giving me these opportunities to add layers to it. Okay, you got the technology side. Okay, here's this communications opportunity I'm going to give you. Here's this opportunity I'm going to give you. And it was like, okay, how can I put this all together? And it gave me purpose. Like, okay, this is my purpose in life. This are part of my purpose in life. I think God gave me these skills to help women. And it's not always women. I have males that call me as well. They said, hey, I see that you do this for women, but can you help me? Absolutely. It just helps me fulfill what I think is part of my purpose in life. And if it helps someone feel better about themselves and it gives them that confidence, to go to the next level. And it doesn't even have to be like, I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Sometimes as women, we have to do things for ourselves. I want to do this for me.
Okay.
Correct. Absolutely. Kurtina, what have been some of your challenges in creating your business, and how were you able to overcome those challenges?
I would say the business side of it, technology, doing a website, throwing like that. I love doing that. I love doing the behind the scenes things. And I can be like a kid sometimes. You get caught up in what you like to do, but there's other things as it relates to the business, right? I don't like to do that accounting side of it. I don't like that part. But
leave that to Fee.
And then sometimes you might hit a roadblock, right? One roadblock may be, I don't know, problems with a vendor, problems with shipping, especially during COVID. And how can you overcome that? How can you learn from it? Another problem like this, I wouldn't say this is a problem, but one fear, I did have this fear, and most people are actually shocked that I had the fear. Social media is such a big part of how we advertise, how we market ourselves now. You don't do traditional marketing, especially with a small business, because one, you don't have the budget for it, right? Social media makes it very easy, in any form of digital marketing, it makes it very easy for us, right? Mm-hmm. But I had this roadblock because I had this fear of going live on like Facebook and Instagram. And people were shocked. They said, but Kurtina, you stand on the stage in front of thousands of people and talk. How can you not go live on Facebook? But it was so different for me. It was so new. It was just me, and there's nobody here with me, and I'm speaking to the camera. And, even in the studio, there's other people there with you, although you're still talking to the camera. That was a huge fear of mine. And, I did it. I was like, Kurtina, just rip the Band-Aid off. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And I said, I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes my first time. And I did it. And I was so excited. So I tell, like, when I get new team members, I say, and they're all nervous about going live. I say, rip the Band-Aid off. Do it for 2 minutes. Go on, introduce yourself. Tell them what you're about. Tell them what your business is about, and then drop. Don't worry about selling your business. Just talk about you, and then end it. And then and I'm getting excited because when they move on to their next level and different parts of their business, it's like automatic for them to go live. It's like it's just easy for them. So that was a huge fear of mine. That was a big obstacle I had to overcome.
And You're right. I am very surprised because I've seen you in front of crowds of people. I would never have thought that you would be that you would have had a fear of going live on Facebook. You
I
learn
did.
something about people every day.
Yes, yes.
You do. All right. So tell me, what is unique about your business?
I think what's unique about it is I help ambitious women enhance and elevate their image, digital presence, and technical knowledge to increase their professional influence and impact. So that's a lot, right? If you take that statement, I think the part that makes me unique is the digital part of it, the digital presence and the technical knowledge, wrapping that inside of it. Because sometimes we think it's just about, okay, I'm going for this job and I need to get the suit to wear. Can you help me get the suit? Can you help me pick the suit in the right color? Can you help me accessorize it? But what about beyond that point? So how are you able to use the tools that they have for you at work? Are you proficient in Microsoft Office when they ask you to do a PowerPoint presentation? If you're becoming an entrepreneur, are you proficient in email marketing or creating your website or doing things like going live on Facebook? So it's not being a typical image consultant where we just deal with your appearance and what you wear. We're dealing with the whole package.
Okay, great.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be important to work with the whole package because you may be working on that person's image, but then how do they relate to other people and do they have that confidence? Because you could be dressed well, but still have a lot of insecurities. How do you help people work through their insecurities after you've dressed them all up and they look good and they look the part? So how can you get them to act the part?
So when we talk about insecurities, I'm always transparent about my insecurities like I told you about Facebook. So I'll share my insecurities with my clients and, hey, can you talk to me about your insecurities? And then we can walk through it and we can practice. If your insecurity is, I have an interview and I'm very insecure. I don't do very well at interviews. Well, let's do some mock interviews. Let's do some test questions. And again, that's where I can bring in my corporate experience because guess what? I do interviews at work as well. So I can ask you questions that they may or may not ask, but some questions are typical in interviews. And we can go through that and practice. How do you answer those questions? And one, like I had someone who was doing a virtual interview. Like I had a virtual interview during this COVID season. That's very different. You know, when you're going to an interview in person, you show up 30 minutes early, but do you show up 30 minutes early for a virtual interview? No, that could be awkward staying on the phone that long.
Yeah.
Very awkward. And I shared with them, hey, when I had my interview, I dressed in a suit and I had on pants. I dressed as if I was going in person. I put on my heels. I did everything because I had to set the stage for myself mentally. And if you're not, for me, if I'm not dressed and I'm not playing, I had to step into that role. So if you're wearing sweatpants, your mind isn't ready for the interview because you haven't stepped into that role fully. You've only stepped into it halfway.
Right. I feel different when I'm dressed up and have my makeup on and my hair is done nice and everything is perfect for me. I feel totally different. I walk a little different. Now, this is a two-part question. How do you define success and how long did it take you to find success?
I define success when I have happy clients, when I have their smile and when they have their aha moment, because most of my clients have this aha moment like, oh my goodness. And like, that is just the best feeling in the world when they have that. I might get more excited than they do, and it probably took me, I started the business. I went through training. It probably took me it was my first client, actually. I did a color analysis on this client. And the process of a color analysis is just walking through, figuring out your undertones and what colors look best on you. Because sometimes, a color can drown you out. Everybody wants to wear black on an interview, but black may not be the best color for you to wear on an interview. We did her color analysis and she was shocked. Like, she could not believe, she thought she knew what her colors were. And she walked in just thinking, I know the answers to this already. And when I walked her through it, and they're a part of the process, as I'm putting things in front of them and showing them the differences. And she was like, I don't believe this. Like, I just thought I knew what I looked good in. And wow. She loved leopard. She loved animal print. And she just knew brown leopard was her color. And so I put black and white leopard in front of her.
Oh,
and
wow.
It changed her whole life.
Well, I love red. So I think red is my color.
But see, she would be telling you, no, I'm going to put you in this orange and that's going to bring out everything. So, right. Kurtina, walk us through like a consultation with you. So when you first meet one of your potential clients, what does that process look like?
So when I walk, it depends on what that client is looking for, right? I will because again, every client is, it's kind of a la carte, if you will, and they have different
Well,
needs. Like, why are you considering hiring me? Like, what made you come to me? Why are you considering hiring me? What's their occupation? Because most of the time it has something to do with work. Not all of the time, but most of the time it does. And even if it doesn't, sometimes knowing the occupation helps me just gain a little insight about that person. Like, do they have a dress code at work, an image or brand for their workplace? What do you like about your current wardrobe? Is there things you like about it? What things you don't like about it? Because that's going to be a problem too. And then, are they going through a life transition? Right. Mm-hmm. So, are you working for a work promotion? You have a new work position, weight loss, working between home and office? Are you just out of school, starting a new career? Are you divorced? Did you just get married? Or is there anything else? Like, tell me about you. What do I need to know about you? And, if it's going more towards the helping them with attire, how do you like to shop? Do you like to shop on your own? Do you like accessories? I have clients that don't like accessories. They do not like necklaces, for example, and that's okay. You don't have to wear a necklace, but then we can elevate you with the right earrings that represent you. I like nice large earrings, but you might not like that. And we work with what looks good on you and what represents you. And then, like, what would you like expertise on? What are your favorite brands? What are your favorite retailers? Of course, I have to ask this question. What's your budget?
Yeah, I'm going to ask that. What's your budget?
What's your budget? Yes. So, and then depending on how they answer those questions, and if they're doing it doing it digitally or doing it online versus in person. When it's in person, it's easier because when someone answers one question, it can lead to another question. So at the end of the day, to sum that up, I just asked them to can let me know a little bit about you and why you're here. Why would you like to consider my services?
Seems very comprehensive. Yeah.
Now, I might surprise you with this question, Kurtina, but I just want to know if we look at some of the stars that we have today, who do you think has the best image as far as how you were trained and how you like to dress people or help them with their image? Who do you think out of our brown girls who are working in Hollywood these days, who do you think has a good image?
I'm going to answer that in two parts. From a corporate kind of image, I'm going to say it's off the top of my head, and probably because I watch her every morning, Gayle King. Mm-hmm. And I say that because, like, when I started working in a studio and I started doing a co-anchor in the newscast, they wanted me to wear a suit every day. And I said, but Gayle wears sleeveless dresses.
Right.
Yeah, Gayle be dressing now.
If Gayle can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
Right. So I love it. Like, she's definitely her own person. She wears nice jewelry. She will wear statement pieces. I see some people, like, they're very conservative in their jewelry, but I feel like I can connect to Gayle because she does wear those statement pieces and she wears fun eyewear as well. So I definitely connect with Gayle. Okay. And then from a pop culture perspective, I'm going to say Beyonce, but it's not because of how she looks or how she dresses. It's because of her work ethic. And if you watch Coachella, she is very much a strategist. She's a perfectionist. You got to see that work side of her. She's a beast when it comes to work. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I would pick her from that side, not from her attire side, but just from her work ethic, from what I got out of Coachella, the Coachella special.
Okay.
I need to watch that. You talking about the homecoming?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
There were some behind the scenes where you just really got to see this glimpse of her. At least I saw something, that part of her that I never saw before. Like, not that I needed to see it or I didn't think it was there. It was just they introduced us to it in that special.
I've heard about her work ethic.
Yeah, me too.
And you can see it in her work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, some people say that she's not the best singer, but she's the best performer.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Right.
That's what helps her make that money. She's a good performer.
And she's been consistent. She has longevity. She's been consistent.
I mean, because you can sing you can be an amazing singer, but if nobody is there for the performance of it, that it doesn't matter. So she's able. I think she's a good singer too. Now, I mean, she may
I
not
think
be
she is too.
the best in the world, but I think she's the full package.
Right. She
Yeah,
she
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 is.
knows it all, and she get all the single ladies up and going.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes. Kurtina, other than the work ethic, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur?
I would say definitely do your research, do your market research. Don't overthink it. And I say go for it. And also have people in your corner where it could be friends, or if you have to hire a coach, have someone or several individuals in your corner that can inspire you and help you and tell you when you're doing something right, but just as important, tell you when you're doing something wrong. And your feelings may get hurt a little bit, but you have to dust yourself off and move on, because you have to hear the good things and the bad things that you're doing so you can change and keep going.
Well, you hear that, Red? We got to have Kurtina in our corner.
Yes. And, her advice has been, that advice about being an entrepreneur has been consistent, especially with the coach and the mentor and just kind of knowing your craft. So that seems to be across the board so far what we've heard about becoming an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't pick no shabby women for this She's a Boss series.
Yeah, she is definitely a boss. You are a boss.
We wanted to make sure that we had some outstanding women that could get on our podcast and give knowledge, because there are people that are looking to start their own businesses because they're tired of doing the 9 to 5, or they want to do it in addition to the 9 to 5.
Right.
And giving them that knowledge and that peace of mind to say, hey, just get out there and do it. That's what me and Rand did. We wanted to create this podcast, and I didn't want us to get stuck on, okay, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be this. We need to have all this equipment. We got a mic and a computer. And we said, look, we're going to start and we're going to get better over time. And we've got lots of compliments, and we're just doing what we love to do. So we wanted to make sure that we found some of the right women to help us with this She's a Boss series, because people, it can be done. And we're saying she's a boss, but men, you're bosses too, but we cater to the women. So we're only speaking to them.
Yes.
But you can listen too. Now, Kurtina, how do our listeners get in touch with you if they need your service?
Oh, they can definitely call me at 912-330-1332. Please always leave a message. I need to put that out there too. So nowadays people don't leave messages, but we're all getting spam calls. So if somebody doesn't answer the phone, leave them a message so they'll know you're legit.
Right.
And then there's my website is elevatedmellc.com. And from there, that's probably the best. I will give you my email address too, but you can hit the contact button there and send me a note. But the shortest email address is info@elevatedmellc.com.
Okay.
Follow me on Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
We're going to put all of that out there. We're going to put all of her information out there as well, but we want to make sure that we have all of the ways that you can communicate with Kurtina, because guess what, guys? She is doing it. She is a boss, and she is elevating people. The title today is Elevate Me. And I already know she's going to elevate me in Red when we do that photo shoot.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, she's going to elevate us. And we may, and this is just off the top of my head, I haven't even talked to Red about this yet. After this, we may hang up and she might be like, girl, what are you doing?
I trust you.
I really, really want us to, because we said we're going to do some lives when she comes here. We're going to do some lives so people can see us and not just hear our voice in the group, in our VIP group on Facebook. So if you're not in there, you need to get in there. It's Inspire Her, the Total Woman with Red and V on Facebook. I'm thinking I want us to, while we're doing the image consulting and getting ready for our photo shoot, maybe have somebody there filming us to see how we're doing this thing. I think that would be fun.
I like that idea.
I love it. I love it.
Fun.
So, Kurtina, you think you're going to add anything to it? I don't know what just came to my mind, like doing a clothing line. You ever thought about doing a clothing line?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It just came to me. It just just said to me. What about the
Well, you got
clothing
jewelry and
line?
glasses. What's next?
I know. I have to keep elevating myself, right? And not just
Absolutely.
everybody else. Yeah, I have thought about it, right? But I'm not. I don't know that I'm there yet. That there's that planner in me. I tell everybody else to just do it, but then I start overthinking it. So
That's okay. Take your time. Take your time. Who knows? The next thing you might see something and say, you know what? I'm just gonna start working on sweaters or blazers, or I don't know, something that you could just start one at a time. Because
right.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I know my soror can do it. I had to add that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's, a good idea. I love a blazer. I know you probably can work a look with a blazer, huh?
Oh, I love blazers. I love styling a blazer with a pair of jeans.
Yes. We
Yeah.
might could do that, Fee. Some blazers and some jeans and some pumps.
And these fabulous, I'm telling y'all guys, you have to look at this eyewear. I've fallen in love. I've gotten 3. I see 2 more that I want. I'm gonna have to create a budget for these glasses.
So are the glasses on the same website?
Right. If you go to the elevatedmellc.com, there's a tab for eyewear and there's a tab for jewelry as well at the top. Well, it depends on if you're on a mobile device, but in the menu, there's a jewelry and an eyewear tab that will take you to both of those boutiques. They're separate boutiques online. Okay. But yeah, the eyewear is definitely fun. I actually had some people that told me, they said they're going to block me.
Why?
Because you're getting all that money. Yeah.
I might have to unblock you once a month. I said I have a ton, y'all just don't understand. I have a ton of paparazzi because I've ordered from you. I've ordered from one of my besties. I have another person that I ordered from. I'm like, I can't do any more paparazzi. But when I saw those eyeglasses, I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Here's something else now. I'm gonna get hooked on that.
I have no room in my house for anything else, right? And I did this as a tip a long time ago. I can't remember if I reposted it recently. So I hide jewelry as part of the decoration in my bedroom, like the little baskets you can buy that match your room that has that when they have a lid on it. It looks like decoration in my room, but I have jewelry hidden in it.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I have no place else to store it.
Then you have too much.
I know. I have eyeglasses in like the nightstand drawers.
Oh, wow.
I told myself, because sometimes I get stuff and I don't even wear it. I just liked it. And I'm like, I just really like that. I just want to look at it and see it. And I haven't worn it. And I told myself, when I go to my family events, we're going to just start playing games and I'm just going to give away some gifts or something.
That's a good idea.
Let's just have a game night. And I already got gifts. Don't worry about that. I got gifts.
That's a good idea.
All right. Well, thank you, Kurtina. We are going to go into our tips for tonight. You know what that sound is? Fee and Red's tips. I'll start off tonight, Red, if that's okay.
Sure.
My tip for tonight is going to be very simple and very quick. Listen, people, stop spending so much money. Just stop it. Right now, gas prices, everything is going up, 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 up. Be careful. I had a person today, I was talking to them and they said Apple sent them a bill. You know how you get your Apple bill with the subscriptions that you have? We were talking and he got this notification and it said $250. And I'm like, for what? And he said, I have these Apple subscriptions. His kids subscribed to some things. His wife subscribed to some things. He subscribed to some things. And when he looked, I said, well, let's look at the list. And half of the things on the list, they don't even look at anymore. But you forget that you subscribing to these little games and all of this stuff. And next thing you know, you keep adding on, and you got a $250 bill from Apple for something that you have no clue what it is. Just be careful, people. When you subscribe, make sure that it's something that you're going to use and not something that popped up on Facebook or something like that, and you thought it was cute, a little game or something. And then, these games are really, really funny because I am a Candy Crush queen. But the one thing that I will not do is buy extra coins when I lose the game, because that piles up. $10, $20 here, and next thing you know, you spent $50 on a game. Be careful, guys. With gas going up and food going up, you might need that money to put into your household. So take your time and look at the bills that you have coming in, because I really think that subscriptions and all of those things, you need to be careful with them, because once you press that button, say that you wanted to try this for a week or try it for 30 days for free. After that 30 days, guess what happens? You get a bill. You get an actual bill because you've forgotten. You thought you were going to go back and unsubscribe prior to the free period being over, and you forgot. Don't do it. Don't set yourself up like that. You'll be like my friend today with a $250 bill from Apple subscriptions. That's my quick tip for tonight. What about you, Red?
Well, mine is a little bit more serious tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about emotional abuse, when you're in an emotional abusive relation. And sometimes people misconstrue having conflict with someone and being emotionally abused by someone. Of course, conflict, everybody has conflict, just a normal part of any relationship. And, you talk things out. You may not always agree with one another. But the emotional abuse involves the non-physical behavior when one person belittles another person, insults, putting you down. They may laugh a little bit about you, make sarcastic remarks, whatever. But just being careful about your relationship and sitting back and making sure that you're not in an emotional abusive relationship. So some of the signs would be they are hypercritical or judgmental towards you, always putting you down, embarrassing you in front of people, using sarcastic jokes, those kind of things that just don't make you feel good, but they tend to laugh it off. They ignore your boundaries and invade your privacy. So someone who is just always in your space, even though you're asking them to give you some space, they maybe check your text messages, your emails without permission, checking through your phone. The other thing is they are possessive and or controlling. Always want you to be with them, monitoring what you do, constantly calling you and texting you. If you don't pick up on the first call, they're asking you, where are you, and badgering you about those kind of things. The fourth one, they're very manipulative, withdraw affections when you've done something wrong in their eyes, ignoring you, sending you on guilt trips, making you doubt yourself, and just denying something that is true. Oh, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. And the last thing to look for is they dismiss you and your feelings. Like you're not important, saying that you're too sensitive or calling you crazy, making fun of your achievements, refusing to talk to you or take responsibility for their action. Emotional abuse is real. So we definitely want to look at it and make sure that we're not in a relationship that is emotionally abusive. And sometimes those emotionally abusive relationships can escalate. So just knowing the signs and being aware of that is important.
That was really deep, and I truly believe that emotional abuse is something that people hide all the time, and family members don't even know that you're going through it. So yes, that was a great tip. And friends, listen, She's a Boss is our 3-episode series. We have had 2 bosses on here thus far. And thank you so much, Kurtina, for joining us tonight. You have definitely elevated us, and we are going to call you, I believe in April, second week of April. We're going to call you prior to that so that we can talk to you and you can help us with this photo shoot, because we're definitely trying to be elevated. We want people to take us serious in this podcast world, because I didn't know this podcasting world was this serious. We need to be branded.
Yes.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. And friends, listen, if you need her services, we will put all of her information in the group, and we will put it on the page as well and on Instagram. And I'll try to see if I can get some of her looks to put out there as well, if she has any available. Our next episode is coming up in a week, and we would love for you to join us. And we love the fact that you stand behind us. Right, Red?
Absolutely. It's really been a pleasure doing this, and we're meeting some great people. We're learning a lot. We're growing. So it's been awesome.
All right. Well, we're going to say good night. Good night, Kurtina. We loved having you here tonight. And good night, our friends. Have a wonderful night.
Peace and blessings.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman. Yay!